Please be seated. Good morning. It's a delight to be with you this morning, and it's a delight to be here for except for the installation, my first visitation with Father Chris. My intel tells me that he's off to a flying start, which is no surprise. That's good to hear. I also just was thinking about your first lesson, and it being a baptism. It turns my mind to child rearing. When my children were young, my wife and I, Stephanie will be here at the next service, we were trying to get some Bible stories into the heads of our kids. But my wife's half Swedish, so there were lots of Norse mythology as well. At the age of 4, my son was more likely to call for the stories about Thor and Loki than Moses and Jesus. And that worried me. Until finally at 5, he said, "Dad, tell me the Bible story, the one about the 4 monsters with the iron teeth." That's your Old Testament lesson. I was not relieved by that either. But we'll get to that. In the name of God, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. As you know, your leadership, clergy and lay, recently returned from the Vatican and the Anglican Center of Rome from a magnificent and historic, important gathering. I must admit, it worried me a tad about my friend Tony Briggle. He has administered a meeting with the Archbishop of Canterbury, primates, cardinals, ambassadors, and the Pope. What's he going to do for an encore? I am confident he will think of something. This morning, I want to begin by fixing our attention on that gathering. As I understand it, the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Pope sent representatives out 2 by 2 together to the 4 winds of the world, to the 4 corners, as signs of unity and common evangelism. And they were commissioned in the very chapel of St. Peter's, where Pope Gregory the Great sent Augustine out as a missionary to the unruly pagan Isle of Great Britain to evangelize them too. A couple of years after that, at the very beginning of the 7th century, St. Augustine's lieutenant named Paulinus arrived, and he headed straight for the Saxon king Edwin. He got a chance to address him in his great mead hall, together with his thanes, his lords. Perhaps you know the story. At the very moment that he was about to speak, a sparrow flew into the hall from the stormy, dark night. In one window, circled the thane mead hall, and flew out the window on the other side. Let me read you the quote from the historian, the Venerable Bede, about what was then said from the mouth of one of those warring, mead-drinking lords. "Your Majesty, when we compare the present life of the human on earth with that time of which we have no knowledge, it seems to me like the swift flight of this single sparrow through our banquet hall, where you and I are sitting at dinner on a winter's night with all of your thanes and counselors. In the midst, there is a comforting fire to warm the hall. Outside, the storms of winter, rain and snow are raging. This sparrow flies swiftly in through one door of the hall, and he goes out the other. While he is inside, he is safe from the winter storms, but after a moment of comfort, he vanishes from sight into the wintry world from which he came. Even so, the human being appears on earth for a little while, but where he comes from before and what then follows, of this we know nothing. Therefore, if this new teaching has brought any more certain knowledge, it is only right that we should follow it. One of those Saxon elders may have been my ancestor for all I reckon, but then again, it doesn't matter. Because if you go back far enough, anywhere in the world, each and every one of us has some pagan ancestor or other in some corner or other, whether they were a thane in a mead hall or not. We are all the grandchildren of Gentile pagans, unless there are a few Jews in the hall. Men and women, and even the Jews have a pagan background. Men and women wondering, as the sparrow circles, what awaits us beyond the window. You and I are no different in our natural state, no different from our neighbors, church-going or not, all of us sensing some ancient and buried purpose or meaning, as if we were birds who could no longer hear the call of the falconer. And yet we Gentiles, pagans, lost grandchildren, we all are built in a certain way. Whatever our background, we want a center. We want a goal, somewhere to go. Though we are good, we suppose, at making chaos, and although in the 21st century we imagine we can swim deftly through meaninglessness, just the same, we sons and daughters of our wayward grandparents Adam and Eve, we will have a center. And we do want a goal, one way or the other. So go, if you like, onto Ancestry.com. I haven't done it yet, but I look forward to it. Whatever tribe you think you're from, maybe some surprises. Khmer, Saxon, Ashanti, Aztec, doesn't matter. They all have a myth that put them at the center. And they all have a story that told them where to go, how to behave. In whatever mead hall your grandfather or grandmother sat, there was some account of what lies on the far side of the wintry window. And you and I, we suppose we are more advanced, but we are wayward children too. We too making up a center and a goal out of the bits and the pieces of our lives. We live in a postmodern, individualist, mercantile culture of markets and choices. We send our 18-year-olds off to value-free zones they call colleges and universities, where they try to knit together some kind of postmodern center and goal. Hard work for an 18, 19-year-old. We resemble those elders in the mead hall, and we have all the same questions. Think for a moment about the wisps of memory that you retain in your mind of the home in which you were born. Maybe you still have a scene from the playroom, maybe a single vignette of your mother's face. Well, that's what Gentiles are. That's us. Genesis tells us that we were made by God, and though we wander, we do not have the power to be rid of that distant memory. He built into us our purpose of singing praises to Him on behalf of all the creatures on earth. It is the goal that the Bible calls rest, dwelling in praise with God and growing forever in the enjoyment of Him as we hope in confidence for those whose names we read this morning. Like it or not, church or no, we are built for the eternal Sabbath on behalf of our fellow creatures, though we would not know its true shape if it were not for the Holy Scripture. This inbuilt longing for a center and a goal, it has also a bad side. That is what this morning's Old Testament lesson, the lesson my 5-year-old loved so very much, that is what it is saying to us. That other St. Augustine, yet older, of Hippo, he called it the libido dominandi, the desire to control, the will to dominate. Humans, we want a center and a goal, and it would be best if it is around us and we can impose it on others. That is why human history is one long series of empires and imperialisms. That is why human relations are one long tangle that keep therapists and lawyers and the police in business. In today's Old Testament lesson, the prophet Daniel has just this vision. Human history, it has a structure, all right. It's got order. It is one long, sad story of monsters crawling out of the slime. Deception, will to power, putting ourselves at the center. That other St. Augustine, the older one, once said that the difference between the mafia and politics is order of scale. No further comment. To be sure, the lesson also wants to say something positive, that God, though Balrogs climb out of the depths, he has their day limited. Theirs is not the last word. They have a time and they each pass away. Theirs is not the last day. And that is also the message of the Feast of All Saints. But in the meantime, they convey a dismal picture of what we are now like. A picture confirming our desire for a center and a goal of our own conceiving. We deserve the note of punishment and justice found in today's psalm. Humans long for a center and a goal. We make up false versions, but we want this is built into us. The great affront of the gospel, behind all the other things that upset us, is that the gospel tells us that there is a single goal and center already programmed for which we were made. The gospel says that we were actually made for something specific, the praise and the worship of the God of Israel revealed in the death and resurrection, most of all, of Jesus Christ. And that we, by grace, can see who we really are, acknowledge him, by grace live lives that no longer resist that for which we were made. The universe actually does have a grain. The GPS has not been snuffed out of any human heart. And for that, the gospel makes clear. We human beings build our empires. But the empire of our God, the real empire, the one of which all human hearts retain an inkling, it is of a different kind. It leaves God's creatures free to resist, though it summons them to praise. Though he could, God's will is not one to dominate, but a heart of love for all that he has created. His empire, the God of the universe, is ruled by self-giving and humility, which we see and which is set in action by his Son. That empire seems weaker than the 4 monsters who crawl up from the sea. But over the long haul, it proves stronger. Conversion, letting your heart be brought into alignment with the one who made you for a purpose, coming under what the prayer book calls his gracious rule. Today's gospel says that is true blessedness, though your life remain full of trouble, which will come to each of us sooner or later. This kingdom comes through an unlikely gate, the suffering and obedience and lowliness of King Jesus, who dies in humility and is raised by the Spirit of his Father. Today's gospel says that that is where true joys are to be found. And because of that, surprisingly, each of us is his beloved son or daughter of his Father. We human beings were created for a very specific purpose, which we see and which we are empowered to follow in Jesus Christ. And all Gentiles are intended to follow that road, that Camino. That is why St. Paul in today's epistle to the Ephesians keeps using the language of the future. He keeps saying, we have an inheritance, we have a destiny, we have a hope. There is a place of praise for which we were made, though we admit it or not. And that is why that older St. Augustine said, it is a good thing that human hearts are restless, and they find no rest until they find the purpose for which they were made. Let me close with a word. If this were a confirmation, I'd give it to the confirmands, but Catherine will be confirmed pretty soon. Before you know it, parents. At the age of the young, the center and goal of your life, the center and goal of our children's lives are provided by family and school, and we hope church. And that is as it should be. But sooner or later, the young strike out and have to find a center and goal of their own as they find their own distinct personality. Sometimes that means bumping up against what their elders have said no to and resisting. And we, the old, do our imperfect best to give some guidance and to describe the center and goal of our lives, and then try to get out of their way. Maybe being told that God already has a center and goal for their life, maybe that will sound like one more parental voice, though a bigger and more mysterious one. But in truth, as each of them, as with us, find Jesus Christ, or are better yet, are found by him, we discover that in that obedience we flourish into the people we were meant to be, and we find our own heart's true center and goal. Life with God, surrender to God, it is not a straitjacket. It is a door he opens to confidence and peace. And walking daily with Jesus Christ, it is not being bossed around. It is being freed from everything else in your life that would assume that role of boss. Jesus Christ is the voice in your and my life, we discover, who tells us that we were made to be our Father's beloved sons and daughters. That is our center and goal. That is the center and goal equally made for us and for the Thanes in that mead hall long ago. Amen.